Hey guys, I'm reviewing the Sennheiser MK400 microphone today. It's on top of my camera just there. Now my camera is positioned around 2 meters away from me, which is pretty much the ideal, what it says on the tin for how far away to be for capturing audio. So hopefully it's pretty perfect. I will say this is a difficult test. I'm not being kind to the microphone today because there's a lot of audio stuff going on here. There's a lot of birds tweeting in the background. There'll be some car noise from the street. There's a little bit of wind, although I have popped a dead cat on, so hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. But there's actually also, you probably heard it just a second ago, there's a little bit of construction going on over there as well. So this is a really difficult test. It'll be interesting to see how well this microphone isolates my audio. It should be pretty good at isolating my audio though, because this is a super cardioid mic and it's actually a pretty directional one at that. So hopefully you can hear me really clearly, or to be honest, this is not going to be a great video. I'll start off with a couple of the talking points which I think are relevant about the microphone, and I think the first one I'd like to bring up is the size. It's an incredibly small and incredibly light microphone, which means that you can not only really easily put it in your kit bag, but you can also really easily have it on top of your camera and it not be obtrusive or annoying. I actually did a little shoot with the FX3 the other day and I popped it on top of the FX3 just to sort of capture some of the sound that was going on, and it wasn't annoying in any way. I didn't really notice it was on there, so that was really nice. If you are going to pop it on top of your camera though, it has a shock mount for you, which means that if you were filming handheld like I was, then you won't hear all of these bangs of this mic just sort of like knocking against the camera body and stuff as you're moving around. And I have to say, I didn't have any issues when I was walking around and moving around a lot. I couldn't hear that, which is really important. The MK400 actually has a few on-body controls, which is always nice as well. It has an aux port on the microphone itself, so if you're using a camera or a phone that doesn't have one, then it's no problem. You can plug it straight into the mic itself. And it has a little volume dial, so you can control the volume that's going into your headphones as well. It also has a 3-point gain control on the microphone, so you can set it to basically low, medium or high depending on what you're going to be recording. So if you were filming something super quiet like some Atmos or something, then you can set it to nice and high to make sure that you're capturing those details. But if you're at like a loud event or just somewhere where it's really noisy, then you can turn it down to low and you're not going to get distortion and super loud audio all the time. The last control it has on the body is a low cut filter, so if there's any low rumblings or anything like that, then the microphone can get rid of that for you as you're recording. This is really useful if you're perhaps not as experienced in audio post-processing, or you have a really fast turnaround where you're not going to have the time to audio post-process. It's really cool that that microphone can do it for you. In terms of the connectivity, you get a TRS aux cable and a TRRS aux cable. Now, just to quickly explain what that means, TRS is sort of the more conventional aux port that pretty much all the cameras that are going to have aux ports, they're mostly going to be TRS, so of course you can record it into camera like I'm doing now. But it also has the TRRS. Now, TRRS is generally used more in phones and more mobile devices. It's the one that has the 3 rings instead of 2. So basically what I'm trying to say is the fact that this microphone can be recorded into your camera, or it can be recorded into your phone or your laptop or your iPad or whatever you might have. So it's super flexible and really cool for perhaps some of these new content creators or anybody that doesn't just use professional cameras to create their content, but also wants to have top audio quality when they're using their phone. In terms of power, you use 2 AAA batteries to power the microphone. Now, I will admit, I think that is a bit annoying that you're having to use batteries. It's kind of, not many products you have to use batteries for these days, but it does give you an incredibly long battery life, so at least there is that. You're not going to have to be replacing them all the time because it's such a small microphone, it's not using tons of power. A few months ago, I actually reviewed the Sennheiser MK200 microphone, which is a smaller microphone which does provide you, I think, slightly less audio quality, but it's a lot smaller and it's actually not battery powered. This one goes straight into your camera. Now, what I've done here is I've got 2 cameras. I've got one here and one there, and I'm just going to switch between the 2 so that you can hear a difference in the audio from the MK400 and the MK200. So if I speak now and you can hear me on the MK200, and then I'm going to switch over to the MK400 and hopefully you can hear some kind of difference. I'm going to switch back just so that you can hear it again. Maybe I think the MK200, in my opinion, which you can hear now, is perhaps slightly less directional. It captures a slightly bigger, wider soundscape, whereas if I now hop over to the MKE 400, the audio probably is slightly more isolated, and in my opinion is probably going to be a little bit better just because the mic is bigger and a little bit chunkier, and generally that is going to provide you better sound. As I said before, I used it on a shoot, and it was actually a documentary style shoot, which is perfect for this kind of microphone because you never really know which bit of audio you're going to get. So having a nice, pretty directional microphone on the top is perfect, because if there's any moment in which I think, oh, the audio of this is going to be really good, it's going to be really good to use, then I make sure to quickly point it in that direction and it will sort of capture that. The MKE 200 is still a good microphone, especially if you consider how cheap it is, because it is a very cheap mic. And actually the fact that I think it's slightly less directional could work really well for some people if you kind of want to capture whole soundscapes. But for me, I much prefer the MKE 400. I don't think it's loads more money than the MKE 200, but for me it's quite a decent step up in quality. So yeah, if I'm comparing the two, personally I'd say the 400 is better and my personal choice, but if you're on a budget or you're not looking for a super directional sound, then you should also consider the 200 as well. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know it was a very brief overview, so if there's anything that you want me to go into more detail on, then pop a comment below the video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with whatever information I have. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. But apart from that, I'm done. I just want to say thanks for watching.